is Victor. I'm here with a new Paint and Talk. But before starting with the topic that I want to talk here, I just want to share one idea with you and to know if you will be interested or not. So I'm thinking maybe to do once a month or once every 2 weeks a live Paint and Talk, maybe for 1 hour. I can do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and while I'm painting, we can talk about a topic. I can open the chat, and if somebody else is connecting, yeah, we can have a chat, and I also can invite someone in Hangout. I never did that, but maybe I can do it with 2 people. If you will be interested to participate with me, just let me know. And if you think that these are the 2 questions. First, if you think that can be interesting for you to have a live Paint and Talk, and let me know which day will work better for you. Tuesdays at 9 o'clock Belgium time, that is GTM +1, or Thursday at about 9:15 again GTM +1 Belgium time. I think it's so. If you think that is something interesting then that you would like from my side, I can try to do a live and talk in a different way. Maybe I will try next week. I will try next week Thursday. I'm thinking about that. Okay, so let me know what do you think. If you think that it's something that can be interesting for you to have another live show. So I do know the model and the media review, so I can do another live, but no, with a different type of topics. I don't know. We can talk about anything, any topic. This time I want to go for something a little bit philosophical, a little bit that we overlook a lot of time. That is time management. Okay, and this is one thing that is important, because time is something that sometimes we overlook, but it's maybe the most precious thing we have. Okay, so we always give a lot of importance to money, and money is important because with money you can buy time in a way. Okay, not that you can have more time because you have more money, but if you have enough money, maybe you don't need to work as much and you can have free time thanks to that. Okay, I'm thinking more in that way. But at the end, the time is going to be the same for everybody. Like we have 24 hours a day and we need to sleep and to eat, and most of us we need to work, or at least to do some activities. So the important thing is, when you think about the time you have, it's important that you think how much time you dedicate to everything. Okay, it's important to understand that, because we dedicate, of course, time to work. We have to dedicate time, most of us, to our families. And here in families we have normally two types of time we have to dedicate. We have the time for the kids and the time for our couple, wife, husband, etc. Right? Both of them will require some time. But you also, then from time to time, but it's not that time consuming, you can dedicate time to parents and other familiars. Right? But the most direct ones, the ones that are living with you, most of them will demand time. So what I mean is, I know that I have to dedicate some time to help my kids with the homework. I have to dedicate some time to prepare the dinner for my kids. I know that I have to put my kids to the bed. So this is time that you are dedicating to that. Okay. So, and what is important to understand from your life normally is to know how much free time you have. And here is when it comes where you want to invest this time, because all the hobbies, all your type of hobbies will compete here. And this is something that you have to be, it's very introspective, but I did in the past. In the past I wanted to do everything. I want to watch films, I want to play video games, I want to paint, I want to play, I want to blah 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 blah, and then you realize that you don't do anything. Okay, you try to do everything, at the end you get saturated and you do just I was just doing video games for a while, right? If this is what it's important for you to play video games, but be open with yourself. Most of the time you say, oh, I don't have time, I don't know, to do this activity. Normally it's not that you don't have time. I realize most of the times it's not that we don't have time, it's that we have other priorities. Maybe our priority is to rest at the sofa watching TV, and it's a legit thing. It's the thing that you like to do. Nobody can tell you what is right and what is wrong. But I mean, if you get frustrated, for example, because you cannot finish a project, and can be any type of project, here I go beyond hobby or beyond painting miniatures. If you are frustrated because you don't achieve some objective and you would like to have time for that, analyze where are you wasting your time, or where are you spending your time. Because maybe there are moments that you can do this activity, but you are instead of doing what it's maybe calming you, or what is good for you, you prefer to do other type of activities, or you are too tired. So, and it's something that I did for myself, okay? And it's a choice that you have to make. There was a moment that I say, oh, I paint, or I play video games. Because there is one other thing that I also love, that is to watch TV shows, and I cannot watch TV shows and paint at the same time. Okay, if something that I really like, film or TV series like Game of Thrones or something like that, I need to be 100% dedicated to this activity. I cannot paint and watch Game of Thrones at the same time, because I like to appreciate the different details. I like to be 100% on that activity. So I decided, okay, I will say my first activity where I want to spend most of my time, it's going to be painting. Okay. My second activity as a hobby, it's going to be watching films. So when I have free time, I know that I spend in these two activities. If I have to play video games or other things, I prefer. Yeah, I know that when I'm doing that, I'm not doing something that is what normally it's making me happier, right? I realize that these are the activities that make me happier. So this is one advice that I will tell to everybody, and it's not only for hobby. When you think that you don't have enough time to do some activity, analyze if you are wasting too much time on other things that maybe are not fulfilling you in the same way, and try to eliminate that. We have a lot of addictions most of the time, so we do a lot of things that are not what we think that are enjoyable for us, but maybe are not the most enjoyable things, and we are lazy to change our habits sometimes. Okay, so this is just more or less a type of philosophical in a way, or life philosophy way of thinking, and why I managed to have time to paint. And the point is, you have to be choiceful at the end on what activities you want to do and what activities you have to develop. Think that when you are playing, for example, when you're playing video games, you are developing painting. When you are playing a game, or you go for a tournament the full day, okay, of course, you know that you are developing other things. And on top, and this is something that I have, you have to take into account, especially when you have family. You know, when you go a whole day for an activity, for hobby, unless your wife, your couple, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband is also into the hobby, and also your family, you know that after that you will need to dedicate time to your kids, to your family, or to other people that is around you, because it's also important to keep this relation wealthy. And any relation that you have in life will demand time, part of your time. Okay, so this is just a little bit of philosophical thinking, a little bit of paint on talk, a little bit of rambling. It's just to share with you how I try to organize, how I try to manage the time I have, and yeah, and this is the way. Of course, there is one thing that I was forgetting. If you are living in a house and you are owner, or you also need to dedicate time to house activities, cleaning, brico, if you need to do some repairs, depending on all depends on where you have your priorities and where you want to, what are the things. But always think, when you have free time, when it's your time, when you are on the sofa doing nothing, remember that this is your free time, and maybe you are wasting this time instead of doing an activity that it's going to be more fulfilling for you. Okay, that's all what I want to talk here. And of course, there is nothing wrong to rest on the sofa one afternoon, but just be conscious on what. I think the most important thing is be conscious of that the time is limited, and when we dedicate the time for something, this means that we will not dedicate time to other activities. Okay, that's all for this video. I hope you find this interesting. I hope it's not a stupid thing for you, and it was something that was interesting for you. Just let me know in the comments below how you manage your time, if you feel that you don't never have time enough to do all the activities you want to do, or what is your feeling about time management, what are the advices you will give to others about time management. I'm always open to advices from anybody. It's important to listen how other people faces life. Maybe this is just the last question for you. So 3 questions from this video. First question is, if you are interested for me to do this type of videos in live, maybe longer, in a way that I can open the chat and you can make live questions at the same time. Second point, if you would like to participate maybe in a hangout with me, then this is more for if there is the other YouTubers out there that you would like they would like to do this type of video. I'm talking about doing 45 minutes, maximum 1 hour on Thursdays or Tuesdays, especially these days because I'm alone at home. This is the time that my kids are already in bed, and my wife is doing English outside. Okay, and the last question is, it's interesting for you to have videos about more generic stuff, more type of philosophy of life, or ways of how I face the life, or things, just more general thoughts, things. I will not go into politics, I don't want to go into that point, but maybe more on social things, social habits, and all these type of things, if you think that is something that can be interesting for you. So that's all what I wanted to talk here. I hope you find this interesting. Please, looking forward to see your comments, to see your opinions. I always enjoy reading your opinions, knowing more about you. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.